Hi team, I hope you're all well. Today we're starting an incredibly random vlog actually. This was not on the cards and I'm starting it solely on the basis that I'm in the middle of Keep It or Yeet It episode 5 and I've started a new Kindle book for my nighttime read. Don't ask me why I did this, I don't know. I could have just continued reading Iron and Embers because that's what I was currently reading and I have it on my Kindle. So I could have just read that in bed last night instead of starting a new book. Regardless, I've started a new book and now I was just going to like not film it, but I need to tell someone my thoughts on this book. So this is just going to be random of some books that are going on in the background over the next couple of weeks, because next week then I've got final book support group and I feel like I'm now in the mood to have a different nighttime book on top of the books that I'm reading in the day. And I'm in the mood for potentially making my way through some Kindle Unlimited books. So that might be what this vlog is going to be. I've no idea what the title is going to be at this point. I've no idea if there's going to be a theme. It might just be some Kindle Unlimited books. I've got a couple in my mind. I've had a quick look through the ones I've already got out. But the one that I have started is Leave Me Behind by K.M. Muranova. What the fuck is this book? I'm obsessed. It's really fucked up, but I'm obsessed. So fucked up. I'm having a fantastic time. I'm currently, let me tell you where I'm up to, 143 pages in. I did that last night in the space of about an hour and a half to 2 hours, which is like really fast reading for me. I just couldn't put it down and I really didn't want to put it down, but it was like 25 past 11 and I was really tired and I knew that if I didn't put it down I would be up all night reading it, and I need to not do that. Actually, that would have been really fun. I haven't done that in a long time, but I'm doing Keep It or Yeet It and I need to be awake for Keep It or Yeet It to get this done. So let me tell you what this is about. It's following Nell Gallows, who is the sole survivor of an elite Dark Forces squad riot after a detrimental attack 2 years ago. Unsurprisingly, she's being put up as the top candidate for the Special Ops Team Malum, the squad that goes where no one else will or can. There's only one problem. Malum blames their one casualty from Patagonia mission on the riot squad. So what is she to do when she finds herself on a plane to California and on her way to a sure death sentence? A one-night stand. At least that's all it was supposed to be. One last night to be free. Only she finds out too late that the dark and mysterious man she solely wanted as a fling is not only her new comrade, but also the one she dreaded meeting the most. Her immediate superior and untouchable devil in the field, Bones. He's hell on earth, cruel and unforgiving, but most of all he hates her and he makes sure she knows it. And yet she finds herself unwilling to leave his side when he's unable to get to the evac point when their mission goes awry. She stays behind with the devil and secrets he keeps. They only have one another to trust when no faith is left. So that last part, I'm not at that part yet, but so far we've had Nell getting on the plane to go to Cali and she's ended up beside these two guys on the plane, and she ends up chatting to one of them and they kind of like invite her out for a drink that evening while she's in Cali. She keeps it very close to her chest why she's there. So she goes out with them, they have a few drinks and she ends up going back with the more broody, moody one, who is, as it turns out, Bones. And she doesn't know this at the time. They have a one-night stand and then very last minute, he figures out who she is and she figures out who he is, and he's fucking livid. He leaves and then the following morning, obviously, she meets the squad for the first time. Now this squad, as mentioned in the synopsis, there was a thing that happened. We get kind of like a flashback. The first chapter is this flashback of Patagonia, but it's from Bones' POV and him losing his second, essentially. But on the flip side of this, Riot Squad was supposed to be coming recovering them. Now, I don't know what's happened to Riot Squad at this moment in time. I don't know the full story, but she's lost her entire team and only Nell is the sole survivor. So Malum squad do not want her to be part of the team. They don't trust her because she's the only one that survived. They think something really dodgy has happened. And not only that, they allowed the second to die. So, well, their actions allowed the second to die, and they don't forgive her for it. And you can't even call it hazing, but that's what she kind of puts it down to. Not because she's dumb and naive, she's trying to make sure that nobody gets into trouble. But she is horrifically bullied because they want her out of the team. Now, I think Bones is doing it for a different reason, but the rest of the team want her out. And she's being sent on a month-long training session with them out in, obviously, the sticks. And it got really fucked up last night. Like, it took a turn and it got really fucked up. But she's got this really dark side to her. She's a ruthless killer. Like, there is almost nothing to her other than this ruthless killer side of things. She doesn't really think that she would blend back in well with being a civvy. So she's, not kind of looking down that line. She's not looking to become a civilian again. This is her life, and this is where she plans to stay forever until the day she dies. So she's literally a trained killer, and that is all she wants to do. And it's the chair. And she's absolutely ruthless. But an even darker side to her is opening up here with Bones, and it's really fucked up. But I'm loving every second. I don't know what to tell you. This is fantastic. I'm having a great time. And not only that, but this is being traditionally published. I have just managed to get my hands on a copy of the indie cover. So that's coming tomorrow because I need a trophy copy. But it's being traditionally published, and I think it comes out early September. And then she's got 2 more books coming out, not as a series of this is a standalone, but it's in this team. It's in this dark team thing. So they're coming out later on this year, almost back to back, November and December, I think. So I'm very excited about those. But I'm obsessed. I want to read all of her backlist. I'm obsessed. So this could either be a KM Moranova vlog. It could just be a Kindle Unlimited vlog. I have just downloaded a new book called Grave Matters by Callie. What was it? Who is it by? Karina Hall. I've heard great things about this one, actually. It's a dark, gothic, romance, psychological thriller. There's a fucking lot going on in it. But it sounds really good, and it does sound like similar to Nocticadia, but a little bit different, actually. But I've heard fantastic things. So there's a couple of things I could go into. I'm not 100% certain yet, but I just needed to tell somebody about this book because I'm fucking loving it. And I feel strange about it. I don't know why. Because this isn't my first, dip into dark romance. I've read dark romance before. I don't know if the darkest I've gotten is like Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman, because that book is really fucked up. But it's one of my favourite books of all time. That book is severely fucked up. But I don't know if that's like the darkest I've gotten. Some people might say that that's not a dark romance. I think personally it is, because of the what's going on inside of it. I think it is very much so a dark romance. Some people might say it's not that dark because they've read darker. But this is really fucked up and I can't stop reading it. All I want to do today is blast my way through this book, and I can't because I'm doing Keep It or Eat It. So anyway, I just needed to come on and document that and tell you about it because I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. That could all change. We do get the odd chapter from Bones as well, which I'm really enjoying. It's very good. So, yeah, I'm having a great time. I just need to come on and tell somebody because I don't know where this vlog's going to go, what's going to happen. I just needed to tell you. So, yeah, I might even try and finish the book I'm in for Keep It or Eat It, then do an hour on Leave Me Behind. I'm worried that if I pick it up, though, I won't be able to put it back down. And then pick up the next book for Keep It or Eat It. I just really want to read it. Or I do finish the book I'm currently in for Keep It or Eat It, read the next book for Keep It or Eat It, and either finish that today or get as far as I can with it. But like the hour before Andy's going to be home, oh, I've got a meeting this evening as well. The hour before Andy's going to be home, read Leave Me Behind instead. Maybe I might do that. Anyway, I'm going to go. You didn't need to know that. I'm going to go. I'll be back to give you another update on this. Okay, hello. It is Wednesday the 14th of May. And yes, I'm wearing the same... What, did I update you yesterday or was it on Monday? Oh, maybe when... No, I updated you yesterday. I'm wearing the same shirt as yesterday. And I'm not sorry for it, okay? I am an outfit repeater. I wear my clothes for multiple days and then they go in the wash, okay? Anyway, I'm going up to Knot End today to help my mum clear up a little bit from the house that they moved out of to their new home. So I'm not wearing clean clothes. I'm wearing clothes that I was wearing yesterday. On that basis, because I'll be doing some cleaning and it's probably going to be quite dusty and mucky. So anyway, you probably didn't even notice. I am here to give you an update. This has now turned into a rest of this week, maybe into the next week in the background of Final Book Support Group vlog. I don't know whether it will have done or not, or whether it will just go until Sunday. We'll see, because I have ended Keep It or Eat It early. I am very much so in a mood reading mood, and it's not working out well for Keep It or Eat It. So I've just DNF'd the third book for that video, but the fourth book in total. So I've decided to just end the vlog there and leave it at that, because there's no point in me continuing to DNF books if I'm not 100% certain that that is what I actually want to do. So on that basis, I'm here to give you an update on my reading. Last night I did finish Leave Me Behind by K.M. Moronova, and I loved this. This was fantastic. I have a physical copy coming today. I wanted to get a physical copy of the indie published cover. Apparently K.M. Moronova actually illustrates all of these herself, and it's stunning. I'm obsessed with this cover. The new cover is really pretty, and I'll probably end up with a copy of that as well. I kind of want a copy of the hardcover as well, but there's no need for me to have 3 copies. So I'll probably end up getting a copy of the new one. We'll see. But this, stunning. I'm obsessed. So I managed to locate a copy on Amazon. So that is coming today. But I absolutely love this. It was so good. Incredibly dark. Now, we did get to a point where once they were kind of... At what point was it? There was a point in which during this book things changed, and the squad then kind of had respect for her, and things kind of changed. So when it went from being really dark and kind of like a bully romance to then kind of just being a dark romance, it switched gears, which naturally it's going to do so. But I felt like in my reading enjoyment then at that moment, I was like, oh, kind of liked... It's really, I don't know what it says about me, but I kind of liked like the bully aspect of it. And I know in a bully romance this happens, like it switches gears. It goes from being a bully romance to just being a romance. And I know that. But I still enjoyed myself massively. However, the ending felt like it was quite rushed in the end. And I did feel like it, I don't know, this could have been a 5-star. It was so close to being a 5-star. In fact, it was literally 1 point off being a 5-star on Core Pile. It was that ending, because it was a little bit rushed. That was all. But otherwise, I loved the writing style. I loved the characters. They were so damaged. There was so much trauma and PTSD in this book, especially between Bones and Nell. And the trauma, the incredible, immense PTSD and trauma that was going on in here with this book. Insane. And I just had the best time. I did predict who the bad guy was in this book. I saw that coming. It still surprised me to no end, though. And I just had such an incredible time with it. I love the writing style. I'm definitely going to go back and read more of her books. But I absolutely love this. This was fantastic. And I read it in a 24-hour period. I finished it last night, 24 hours before I'd started it the day before. So I absolutely flew through it. I was supposed to be reading my book for Keep It or Eat It. I didn't want to read that book. I wasn't in the mood. So I just ended up blasting through. I was on like page 140 something yesterday. And I ended up blasting through like the last I think there's 430 odd pages. So like the last almost 300 pages. I just blasted through them yesterday, which I never do with a physical read. So had the time of my life. It was so good. So I have decided to move on. I was having a look through like what Goodreads recommend and what Amazon recommend if you have like Leave Me Behind open on the page. And I decided to end up actually picking up Grave Matter by Karina Hall. Let's go with Karina Hall. Horror romance meets, this cover by the way is absolutely stunning. Horror romance meets science fiction in this dark and delicious gothic psychological thriller. Perfect for fans of Gothic Anna, which I gave 4.5 stars. Ninth House, which I gave 4.5 stars, 5 stars. And Mexican Gothic, which I gave 4 stars. I loved Mexican Gothic, it was very good. Grad student Sydney Dennick is getting a second chance. When a dream opportunity presents itself with a prestigious foundation doing promising Alzheimer's research, Sydney leaves the shambles of her old life to join a dozen other students at its isolated lodge hidden away in a remote, fog-shrouded inlet on Vancouver Island. But the Madrona Foundation harbours more than brilliant minds. Everyone around her is hiding terrible secret, including the resident psychologist she's falling in love with. A student disappears and no one but Sydney seems to care. Ghosts walk the halls. Snow falls in the middle of summer. Dead animals move like the living. The more Sydney uncovers about the Foundation, the more she begins to question her own sanity. And if Sydney isn't going mad, then the horrors in the surrounding forest are real, and the Madrona Foundation might be the biggest monster of all. It's a standalone, dark-ish romance book with mature and graphic themes, including body horror, morally grey characters, and explicit sexual scenes. I'm excited about this one. It sounds very good. I like the whole fungi situation of like Mexican Gothic and what moves the dead. So I'm excited for that side of things. I like that this is like horror romance, science fiction. Sign me up. It sounds fantastic. I'm really, really excited. I did only get into the first chapter yesterday, so I didn't get too far in, but I liked it. Our main character, Sydney, has arrived at Madrona. She's coming on a boat, and there were 4 other people on this boat, plus the person steering the boat. I don't know. But when she gets off, she'd been talking to this girl, Amani, and when she gets off, she was certain that Amani was behind her on the boat, but when she looks back, she can't find her. And when she mentions Amani to the guy, David, who introduces her, greets her at the boat, he's like, oh, yeah, Amani, she went ahead of you. There's a weird thing going on with Amani. I don't know if she's a real person or a ghost, and it's really bizarre. And then the 2 other people stayed on the boat. They're supposed to be new lecturers, but they stayed on the boat. They didn't move. But anyway, we've got to a point where she's arrived at the Foundation, and David's about to show her around. We've just met somebody else who took Sydney's phone off her. She was bizarre, definitely keeping something quiet. And now I think she's about to be shown to her room. So that's where I'm up to, page 27, chapter 2 of this book. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. It should be interesting. I don't think it's too long, 397 pages, and it is a standalone. I'm feeling these standalones at the moment. I love a good series, but I've started so many series recently. I'm trying my best not to start any more until I've finished some next week for Final Book Support Group, which I'm very excited about, by the way. And yeah, I'm trying my best just to, if I can, read some standalones. So I recently read Nocticadia by Kerry Lake, which did have like a novella after it, but it wasn't supposed to have the novella after it. And I did read that one as well. And then Leave the World Behind is a standalone. We are getting a couple more books, I think, from that world, like from the Dark Forces world. But this is also a standalone. So I'm feeling the standalones at the moment. I'm having a good time. So yeah, I'm interested in this one. I don't know what's recommended from here. Oh, Leave Me Behind, shock. Nocticadia, shock. Swallowed by Megan Smitherman. Haven't heard of that one. Master of Salt and Bones by Kerry Lake. I'm interested in that one. Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. Loved that book. Very atmospheric. Anathema. I don't know if I'm saying that right or not. I'm fairly certain Laura calls it Anathema. Let's call it that. By Kerry Lake. I have that one on my TBR. I do want to read that one. Kiss the Basilisk. Phantom by H.D. Carlton. Insatiable by Lee Rivers. I'm interested in that one. I do want to read a Lee Rivers, but I think they've got quite a lot of stalking elements. Psychotic Obsession by Lee Rivers, The Poisoner, Monarch by Sophie Lark, Ferocious by Lee Rivers, Irreversible by Jennifer Hartman. I do love Jennifer Hartman. Feather So Vicious by Liv Xander. I've recently downloaded that one on my Kindle. I do want to read that one. Enchantra by Kaylee Smith. I've read that one. Shadows So Cruel, which is book 2 by Liv Xander. Under Your Scars by Ariel N. Anderson. I've seen this one a lot as well. Scythe and Sparrow, I do want to read. I'm up to that one as well. And it's gone in, I'm doing for Final Book Support Group next week. I'm doing this TBR jar. I've got to put a bunch of final books that I really want to read in here. And I'm just going to pick these out. And do it that way around rather than me deciding what I'm reading, because again, I'm kind of in mood read mode, but I also don't want to have to pick my own TBR. I don't want it. So yeah, that's what's going on. So I'm going to go and maybe read a bit more of this before I leave for work. And I will check back in with you when I have an update for you. Okay, hello. I am back from my dad's. It is still Wednesday and I have all of this to open with you. So I thought that we could do it together. Wee bit of a haul. Because I thought that would be exciting. So this is very prevalent to this log because I've read it during this log. And it is my copy of Leave Me Behind by K.M. Moronova. This is stunning. I'm so glad I was able to get this copy. Look at how pretty. Oh, I love it. And then when we get Nell's chapters, stunning. Oh, how pretty. Love it. Beautiful. Nice little trophy copy for my shelves. Very happy with that. Then, open these bad boys. Okay, so I'm guessing this is definitely Waterstones. It's got Waterstones written on it. I think that this could be Books Please, maybe. So let's open this one and find out, because I do have... Oh, hang on. Because I think that this could be the same book. Okay, so this is A Curse Carved in Bone by Danielle L. Jensen, which came out actually yesterday, officially. So this is from Del Rey. Thank you to them for sending me a finished copy. Stunning. Thanks to them for sending me this. I truly appreciate it. Yeah, it came out on the 13th of May. Today's the 14th. So then in here... Are you ready? Yes. I panicked actually this morning and thought that I may have accidentally ordered the wrong one, just a normal one. I haven't. I have ordered the Waterstones exclusive with these edges, which are beautiful. So yeah, now I have 2 copies of this. This one is signed by Danielle. I am actually going to an event at the end of the month to see Danielle L. Jensen in Liverpool. So I don't know if I'll take this one, actually. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll get my Waterstones ones personalised, because there's no point getting my Ferroloot one personalised because I haven't got the Ferroloot one for this. It doesn't go on sale till next month, I don't think. So now I have 2 copies of this. The edges are quite different, actually. Well, obviously very different because this has got stenciled edges, but the colour. Stunners. Thank you to Del Rey for this one. Thank you to me for this one. Much appreciated. And then this, I think, is N Embroideries, maybe? Yes, it is. Winner. And I did get myself... Oh, wow, that's a really nice size. I did get myself... Sorry, covering the mic. I did get myself an absolutely feral reader. This is one of Emmy's... What Emmy reads... editions of her t-shirts. Stunner. I'm obsessed. Okay, I don't have a lot of white t-shirts actually, but nice. That's a really nice size as well. I like the material of this too. Feels very nice. So yeah, stunning. Lovely. But yeah, that is the mail, that can go in the bin, that can go in the paper bin. That is the book mail book that I just wanted to show you real quick. I also was reading a bit more of Grave Matter this morning before I left the house, so I did make it to page 52, chapter 5. I am still enjoying it. These chapters are quite long, I will say. They are quite long, but I am still enjoying it. It's definitely giving like Nocticadia vibes for sure. So yeah, having a good time. It's slow getting into it though. It is slow building up to what I hope will be quite creepy, but also a bit of a dark romance. We are just about to bump into the professor, I think, the doctor, that she's going to end up taking a liking to, so that should be interesting. But yeah, I don't know what to do with myself now. Part of me is like, I should probably edit, but I think I might just read for a little bit. I kind of fancy just carrying on with Grave Matter and put my books upstairs. I'm going to go and I will check back in with you when I have an update for you. Good morning team. It is 5:09 on Thursday the 15th of May. I struggles. On Thursday the 15th of May, I will be going to work in a little bit. I'm going in a little bit later, so I'll be setting off about 10:20, and I have been up since 5:30. I've had a shower, I've edited a video, I've put a wash on, which is almost ready to go out and be hung up. I've edited 2 reels / TikToks, and I've made a thumbnail. And now I'm going to go and sit downstairs and read for a little bit. So, quick update on reading, because the clips that I've done for this vlog so far have been quite long and I need to try and get better at being quicker. So quick reading update. I have decided to put a pause on Grave Matter for the time being. The reason behind it is that it is quite scientific, and I do think that with Nocticadia I would have struggled with it more had there not been an audiobook because of the scientific words. Finding the same thing with Grave Matter. So the audiobook for Grave Matter actually comes out in June, towards the end of June I think. So I'm actually going to put a pause on it. I'm not DNFing it, I'm just putting a pause on it until the audiobook comes out. So I will come back to that in a different vlog in the future. But on that basis then, I did decide last night that I needed another physical read, and then I wanted an audiobook as well. And for some insane reason, I've decided, well, I've actually gone for 2 continuation stations, but I've decided that I'm going to pick up 2 500-page behemoths. Don't ask me what's wrong with me. I'm not sure. So, the audiobook that I've picked up is Lady of Shadows by Melissa K. Roerich. This is book 2 in the Lady of Darkness series. I read Lady of Darkness last year in April when I went to Turkey, and I liked it. Didn't love it. I liked it. It was, for me, a copy-paste of ACOTAR. So much so that even some of the characters' names were so similar. So similar. There's a character in this called Cassius, for example. Anyway, I gave it 4 stars, I think. But for me, it was a copy-paste of ACOTAR. Apparently, now is the time to be going back to the series. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. The last one is coming out in August, I think. So, to be fair, it does seem like a good time to be going back to it. This is book 2. There are 5, maybe 6 books in total. And the audiobooks I can get on BookBeat, which if you did not know, you can get 45 days free of BookBeat from me with my code in the description box down below. It is an affiliate code, just in case you were interested. It will be in the description box down below. So yeah, this is book 2 in this series, and I'm intrigued to continue on with it. We are following Scarlet in this series, and we're also following Sorin. And there is a whole, literally a fuck ton of other people in this book. Like, there are so many people in this book that sometimes it is hard to keep all the characters straight. And I can't remember what the synopsis of book 1 is, so I can't fully tell you what the synopsis of this book is without knowing what I'm spoiling from book 1. Shall I get book 1 and read the synopsis to you? You may know the synopsis, I don't know. A cage owned by a ruthless assassin, Lord Scarlet Monroe and her 2 sisters are the most feared trio on the continent. They are wild and unpredictable until a tragic night finds Scarlet locked away in a noble's household until she's ready to fall into line. A choice. Finally, Scarlet is presented with a job. If she completes the assignment, her payment will be something she has coveted for 10 years. Revenge against the Fae Fire Prince who brutally killed her mother 10 years ago. A mystery, but when children begin disappearing from her home, all her plans are put on hold as she races to save them. With the help of old friends, a jilted lover, and a mysterious newcomer who claims the magic of the Fae is possible in mortal lands, Scarlet delves into the darkest corners of the world. Forgotten secrets come to light, and she discovers the darkness extends far beyond her own kingdom. Yeah, so anything I would have read off of the back of this would have spoiled entirely what happens in this. It's just come back to me now what happened in this book, so that's good news. So I did decide to start this last night. Literally no idea why, but 64 pages in so far. And yeah, I'm just going to audiobook this. So that is my audiobook. And then I wanted another dark romance, but obviously not a fantasy. I don't want another romance. I can't read 2 of the same genre at the same time, but I can read 2 different genres at the same time. So I want a dark romance. I'm looking for something that's giving me, like, Leave Me Behind. That's what I'm looking for. Just want to reread Leave Me Behind already, to be honest. So I did decide... I can't decide if this is a good decision or not. I DNF the first book in this series, but I have the rest of the series. I don't have the first book. Evermore sent me the rest of the series. So I did decide to pick up God of Pain by Rena Kent, book 2 in this Legacy of Gods series. Yeah, book 2 in the Legacy of Gods series. As I said, I DNF'd God of Malice. I didn't like how that book started in the first 3 chapters, so I did DNF it, but I decided to give the rest of the series a go. Don't know if this is a mistake or not. I'm not sure. I made a terrible mistake, potentially me, that cannot be undone. Creighton King is silent, brooding and hostile. Annika Volkov still has a crush on him. She is everything he is not. Bright, lively in the heart of every party. What Annika doesn't realise is that behind Creighton's quiet beauty lies a dark and violent soul. Creighton knows he can never outrun his past, so he unleashes his pain on others. He never expected to be drawn to the girl who is complete opposite. But as Annika tries to break through his walls, he finds himself captivated by her, especially after he uncovers her wilder side. Now that he's obsessed, she will never escape him. Can Annika bring light to Creighton's darkness, or will he push her into the shadows with him? Dun, dun, dun. I'm up to chapter 3. I'm on page 23. I didn't make it too far last night. I was absolutely knackered and I was nodding off. I actually stopped in the middle of a chapter. So I did just finish it off very quickly this morning. But yeah, so there are 516 pages in this book. It is not small. And in this one, we have 533. Don't ask me why. I was scrolling through my Kindle trying to find something to read, and I've got a bunch of like cutesy romances, cuter romances, contemporary romances, not dark, like Ready or Not by Carla, whatever the name, Cara, whoever the author is. This one, I have got Digging Dr. Jones, which sounds fantastic. So I've got a few contemporary romances on there, but I just decided that I wanted something dark. So this is my physical read, and I'm actually going to go down now and read this for an hour or so and try and make some more progress in this. And then when I get home later, I will make some more progress in this. So those are the 2 reads that I'm currently on with, and I've put Grave Matters to one side temporarily for the time being, just till the audiobook comes out. So that's what I'm up to. This update was not as short as I was hoping, sorry. But yeah, we'll see how the fuck this goes, shall we? afternoon. It is Friday. I has a very, very, very bad headache, and I think it could potentially be trying to manifest a migraine if we're not already there. I haven't had one for a while, so I can't remember the pain. But this is very, very painful, and I'm struggling. But I thought I would come on and give you a quick reading update. I did read a little bit more of Lady of Shadows last night, but not much. I find I'm struggling a little bit with it, and I think that's me. I think I'm the problem. I think I might be struggling with romanticy a little bit at the moment. So I haven't gone back to that one since yesterday, but I am still reading God of Pain at the moment by Rena Kent, and I'm actually enjoying this. I'm having a very good time, which is great news because I do have the rest of the series and I would have hated to have had to have unhauled them all. So I'm on page 179, chapter 16 at the moment, and I just went on, seeing as I'm not now actively right this second listening to Lady of Shadows, and while I've got this headache, I thought it might be easier on my brain if I let somebody else do the reading for me. And I just listen. So I went down to have a quick look at the audiobooks. So I was like, wonder, I'm fairly certain I've heard that Teddy Hamilton narrates some of these books. So anyway, he narrates the next one, God of Wrath. But I didn't realise just how many narrators there are on these books. I think there's like 5 on this one. And I listened to one of the samples and I thought, hold the fuck on a damn minute. That's Joe Jameson. I'm sure if you have been here for a while, you will know Joe Jameson is one of my favourite audiobook narrators of all time. He narrates the Greatcoat series by Sebastian D. Castell. In fact, he narrates all of Sebastian D. Castell's books in which the main characters are male and not female. And I was sat there thinking, I'm sure that's Joe. So I had a quick look to see who the narrators are. No Joe Jameson. However, there is a James Joseph, and I thought, you sneaky little shit. Had a quick look on Google. He is in fact the same person. I think he also narrates under a name like Hamish or something as well. Anyway, I cannot believe that this whole time Joe Jameson could have been reading me smut. What do you mean? Shocking news. I've just texted Jade to tell her, because I've been shouting to her that she should read the Greatcoats books via audio for a while. She did do it last year, I think, towards the end of last year / beginning of this year. She did do it, and I said, Joe's fantastic, he's amazing. So just text her, saying, fun fact, telling her, and then put, he could have been reading porn to me this whole time. She's put, this is what wet dreams are made of. She's put something else, but that's not appropriate. So, yeah, fun fact. If you didn't know, now you know. I might download the audiobook for this on that basis. It sounds like it's been very well produced, so I think I might do that. I was going to try and just read through them physically, but honestly, if James Joseph, and Teddy Hamilton are going to read these books to me, then let them do their job, because they do a fantastic job of it. Let them get paid so they can keep doing this and reading in our ear holes. So I'm going to go and enjoy that, and in the hopes that this fucking headache dies down. This is helping a wee bit, but not much. I have taken some tablets. I may need to go for a nap later on. We'll see. But yeah, so I'm going to go and listen to some of God of Pain. Good morning. It is Saturday. I don't know what time it is. It's probably around 25 to 10 or something. I'm about to go out. I'm going meeting my long time childhood best friend, Laura. I haven't seen her for a few months, so it'll be exciting to catch up. So I'm going to see her for a couple of hours. I'm going meeting her in Altrincham for some food, and I may see if I can talk her into going into Waterstones. Didn't know there was a Waterstones in Altrincham. Apparently there is. Very exciting news. Update on reading. I did make it to here in God of Pain yesterday. I was the God of Pain yesterday, Goddess of Pain yesterday. My head was hurting so bad, so I didn't manage as much as I was hoping to, but I did get to page 323, and there has been very much so a big reveal in this, and shit is about to start getting interesting. I had a prediction, actually, and I was a little bit worried about said prediction, but that prediction didn't come true. It was something else instead, which I'm grateful for. But yeah, I am having a good time with this one, I will say. I do actually, though, also feel like there is something off about this relationship. I mean, there's a lot of things off about this relationship, but something off about this. So Annika is going from gilded cage to gilded cage to gilded cage, and it just doesn't seem to be ending. And Creighton, I forgot his name then, Creighton seems to think that he's like saving her from this gilded cage, but all he's doing is putting her in another one. He's very controlling. Now, I know this is like more of a dom-sub relationship, but I understand that in the bedroom, but bringing it outside of the bedroom and controlling who she can and cannot touch, or who she can and cannot, I don't know if he's necessarily controlling who she can and cannot speak to, but he does get in the way of her conversations with other people, especially men, and like even friends, like his cousin and stuff. But he's also kind of put the kibosh on like they're all like a very much so family orientated friendship group, and you know, kisses, cuddles, things like that. He's put the kibosh on any of that, no touching whatsoever. If he sees a guy's hand near her at all, he kicks the fuck off. And I'm just like, she's just going, I don't know, I'm hoping that this kind of resolves a little bit towards the end and he's less controlling in that sense, because it just seems like she's gone from one gilded cage with her dad and her brother, like locking her up in the heathen's mansion because there's a fucking uni war thing going on, which is very territorial and stupidly childish. But also because she's, you know, a mafia boss's daughter or whatever the fuck, and you know, there's been kidnapping attempts previously, so she's going from one gilded cage to another with Creighton. Like, there is more freedom with him because her dad and brother aren't controlling what she's doing as much, but it's just like she's going from one to another, and I kind of don't like that as a whole. But overall, I am enjoying this, and the plot just got thicker, and I'm intrigued to see where it goes next. And we're about to get a different POV as well, which I wasn't anticipating but should have done, because I think there's like 4 narrators on this book, so I thought like one of them, I don't know why you would do that, but one of them was doing like an intro and one of them was doing an outro, and then you've got Annika and Creighton. I will say as well, I know it costs a lot more money, so not a lot of authors do this, but the duet narration style of this book would have been fantastic. It would have been so much better as a duet style. However, the audiobook is still very, very good, and I'm still obsessed with the fact that we get James Joseph, aka Joe Jameson, in here. So good. So good. It is weird though, because obviously narrators tend to use like similar voices all the time. They can do different accents or whatever, but narration styles, but he sounds like Falkio from the Greatcoat series when he's Creighton, and he sounds like Brasty when he's doing Landon, and that's not how I thought Landon was going to speak. So it's kind of bizarre. If you're not a fan of the Greatcoats, or you don't even know what the Greatcoats is, you won't understand what I'm on about. But if you've listened to the Greatcoat series, you will know what I'm talking about. It's a little bit weird. Let's say. But yeah, overall enjoying this, having a good time. Shockingly, I wasn't expecting to do so, but I went in with an open mind, decided to give it a chance despite the fact that I have DNF'd God of Malice. So I will continue with the rest of the series. If I was going to DNF God of Pain as well, I was probably just going to jump straight to God of Fury and unhaul the rest, but alas, I'm not going to do that now. I will go through them all, give them all a try. So on the basis that I am going seeing my friend, I do have like 3 copies of this book on my shelves. One of them is the Afterlight edition, one of them is the Works edition, and then another one came in a subscription box, and it's just a normal edition. So I'm actually going to take this one with me for her. Every now and then I take a couple of books or send a couple of books to her, or when she comes here she nabs a couple of books that I'm getting rid of. So she is slowly but surely in her reader era, and I'm very proud of her. We have messaged back and forth about Binding 13. She loved it, so love her for that. So I'm going to take First Time Caller with me by B.K. Borison, one of my favourite books of last year, and I'm going to take this with me because, like I say, I've got the Afterlight edition, the hardback, I've got the Works with the sprayed edges, and then this one is just a normal normal edition, and I don't know if she's read it or not, so I'm going to take it with me just in case she hasn't. I was probably going to unhaul this at some point anyway. I don't need 3 copies of this book, so she might as well have it. So I'm going to take this with me, and hopefully she will give it a read and enjoy it. So yeah, that's my plan. Later on when I get back, I don't know what we're doing this afternoon, but the F1 qualifying is on at 3 p.m. and then the race tomorrow is on at 2. We don't have any big plans or anything, so I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know if there's any football on today. There might be. Andy said something about it being a sports weekend, so I'm not sure what that entails entirely. But yeah, I'm going to go get myself off to meet Lou, and then I will check back in with you, another update for you. I need to try and get God of Pain finished, at least, even if I don't get Lady of Shadows finished. I don't know if this vlog will run into next week. Maybe I will let it run into next week and try and finish Lady of Shadows, and then once that's finished, then wrap this vlog up. Maybe that's what I'll do. But yeah, I'm going to go, and I will check back in with you later. Good evening. It is 7:05 on Sunday evening. And I have finally finished God of Pain by Rena Kent. It took me way too long to finish this book. I just kept stalling, and I don't know why. It's definitely, I think it's me anyway, because I haven't made any more progress on Lady of Shadows. I think it's me. So this week I have actually only finished 2, actually that's not true, because I did also finish Iron and Embers for Keep It or Eat It. I've only finished 3 books this week, including Iron and Embers, but also Leave Me Behind. But yeah, I finally finished God of Pain. I don't know if I'm wrapping this vlog up here or not. I haven't decided. I may come back to you tomorrow and make that decision with you, but I have finished. I did give this one 3.5 stars. It was fine. I do think that as we got towards the end, the last especially 50 pages, probably less than that maybe, I was feeling very uncomfortable with what was going on with this situation with Annika and Creighton. So I think it happened, and that the Dom sub side of things just took a turn, and it got to a point where I didn't feel comfortable with it anymore, because I felt like although she wasn't using her safe word, Annie also wasn't comfortable in the situation she was in. She no longer felt safe, and she no longer felt secure with him, and it made me feel really uncomfortable. Now, she wasn't using the safe word, but I don't know if that was her just being a stubborn ass or what. I'm not sure. I haven't decided, but it did make me feel slightly uncomfortable. So there was that. I also did find myself on occasion rolling my eyes at some of the stuff that was said in here. Some of the dialogue, it is what it is. And also, I think I've already mentioned this, but I felt like she's going just from one gilded cage to another, from her dad and brother to Creighton. It's not just a dom-sub relationship in the bedroom. It is a dom-sub relationship entirely. He, has something to say about who she's talking to. He has something to say about who's touching her. And just things like that. Again, I mean, I'm not going to yuck anybody's yum. If that's how you feel in your relationship okay with, that's entirely fine. But for me, I just felt like, although she kept complaining about this gilded cage that her brother and her dad was putting her in, and that she felt more free with Creighton, I didn't see how that was a thing. Like, he was the same as her dad and her brother. So maybe not as bad in the sense that they literally locked her up in a house for a while, but it kind of got to a point towards the end where it's a similar sort of situation. But it is what it is. She's happy in her relationship. I am happy for her. For me, it just felt like she was going from one gilded cage to another. He didn't necessarily personally give her any extra freedom than what she had with her dad and her brother. And I was uncomfortable by the end. But 3.5 stars, I've read it. I'm glad I've given it a chance, and I will be continuing on with the series. So, yeah, I'm interested to see the other relationships that come out of this series. I am most excited for God of Fury because I know it's a male-male romance. I'm fairly certain I know who we're following because I haven't read the synopsis of any of these books, so I have no idea in general who is who is, who the relationships are going to be, but I'm fairly certain I've picked up on who the God of Fury relationship is going to be, so I am very excited about that one. But this, 3.5 stars, it was fine. Didn't love it, didn't hate it. So yeah, I don't know if I am going to wrap this vlog up here or not. I'm not sure, but I will come back to you tomorrow and I will let you know whether or not that's what I'm doing. Don't even know what content I've got for this vlog so far, so we'll have to see tomorrow. I might just need to check in on it. I almost completely forgot that tomorrow is Final Book Support Group starting. I was scheduling sprints for Patreon and got to a point where I was about to share the sprint link and I was like, hang on a minute. Am I not doing something else tomorrow? Yes, I am. I'm doing Final Book Support Group. Totally forgot. So I will be starting a new vlog tomorrow, but I don't know if this will continue on in the background while I finish off Lady of Shadows, or whether I may just mention it in Final Book Support Group and we'll see how that goes. I don't know, because in theory this is like a mood reading vlog, but so far I've only read like Leave Me Behind and God of Pain. Not a big deal, I did, for the time being, just put Grave Matters on hold until the audiobook comes out, but I was mood reading that one, and then I was in the mood for this until I picked it up. And now I'm not 100% certain that I am anymore. So I don't know. I may put this back on the shelf. I may continue. I haven't decided yet. So I might decide tomorrow and then I will let you know what I'm doing with this vlog. We will see what happens, but I'm going to go and I will let you know in the morning what's happening. Good morning. It is Monday and I have decided to wrap this vlog up here. So very quickly, a quick rundown of exactly what I did read in this video. I did read Leave Me Behind by K.M. Morinova, and since I read this, I haven't been able to stop thinking about it, so I have boosted that rating up to a 5-star because it's so deserving of it. I still stand by what I said about the ending feeling a little bit rushed and a little bit kind of not all over the place, but I still stand by what I said, but I can't stop thinking about it. I literally cannot. I want to reread it already. That's the point I'm at. I've just pre-ordered the new traditionally published version of this and then pre-ordered the 2 books that are coming out later on this year, one in November and one in December, that are part of the Dark Forces series. So I've just pre-ordered all 3 of those, so they'll be coming later on this year. But yeah, did give this one 4.5 originally, but it's now 5 stars. And then I moved on to Grave Matter, sorry, there's no S on the end of the title, which I have temporarily put down. It's not a soft DNF or anything, I've just temporarily put it down until the audiobook comes out, which I think is June or July. I can't remember which month, but I will go back to it when the audiobook comes out. Then I did pick up God of Pain by Rena Kent, which I gave 3.5 stars. It was good. It was fine. I didn't love it, but some of it did make me feel uncomfortable. But I had a better time with it than I did God of Malice, which is good news. So I will be continuing on with the series and moving on to God of Wrath at some point. But yeah, 3.5 stars for this one. And then the last one that I did pick up was Lady of Shadows. Actually, I picked this one up before God of Pain, but I haven't continued on with it. I got to page 84. I will continue on with this one. I'm not 100% certain when. It could be featured in Final Book Support Group, or I may just read it in the background, dip in and out of Final Book Support Group, not mention it in that vlog, but then maybe try and finish it by the end of the month. I think that's what I might end up trying to do. So did make it to page 84. It's going okay so far. I didn't really love the first book, to be honest, Lady of Darkness, so I'm interested to see how this one goes and see where this takes us and whether or not I'm actually going to continue on with the series or I stop. I do want to read Melissa's other series, so what I'm trying to do is like prioritize this and then I can move on to the other series, Reign of Shadows and something or other, because I would like to read that one, but I don't want to be in the middle of 2 series by her. I want to at least either finish the series or DNF the series before I pick that one up. So yeah, I do, regardless of what I decide to do, regardless of what I decide to do with this series, I will still want to pick that series up. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, 84 pages of this one. So it's been a little bit of a slower reading week this week. But I have done quite a bit of like physical reading because I got about, I don't know, a quarter of the way through of this, maybe a third of the way through this before I even picked the audiobook up of this. So I was physically reading this, I physically read this, I was physically reading Grave Matter. And on top of this, obviously I did Keep It or Eat It as well, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday morning. So, because I did start this Tuesday evening and finished it on Wednesday. So yeah, I did a whole ass other video during this period as well, which also didn't go too well. I only read one book during that and DNF'd 3, but it is what it is. So yeah, hopefully Final Book Support Group will go a little bit better, but regardless, I had a good time with my reading this week, so I'm not too fussed about that situation. I hope you've still enjoyed this vlog. I've just edited up until the clip before this one, and there's almost a whole bunch of nothing going on. I'm just kind of rambling. This has been more like a little bit like a FaceTime call, if you like. So I hope you still enjoyed it. I'm obviously like ready for Final Book Support Group for today. But yeah, I am going to get going. But I hope you have enjoyed this video. Chat to me in the comments down below. Have you read Leave Me Behind yet? I also wanted to mention as well, if you are thinking of picking this book up, please check the triggers because there is a whole bunch of shit going on in this book and it's incredibly dark, so do check your triggers. Actually, also check your triggers with this too, because that is quite dark as well. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you when whatever comes next. Bye for now.